Hello everyone, myself Khushi Ravia and my today's topic is from Hemingway to Bollywood, how war movies still glorify heroism. This is my personal information. This is table of contents. Research question: how do war narratives in Hemingway's For Whom the Bell Tolls and Bollywood films Border and Shershaah construct the idea of heroism, and to what extent do they glorify war despite its inherent tragedies? Hypothesis: while For Whom the Bell Tolls presents heroism as a complex mix of duty and tragedy, Bollywood war films like Border and Shershaah uh, predominantly glorify heroism by framing war as a patriotic duty and sacrifice as a noble act. Despite some nuanced portrayals, war films continue to emphasize valor and nationalism, reinforcing the idea that heroism is inseparable from war. Introduction: war narratives often shape public perception of heroism, blending sacrifice, duty, and nationalism. Ernest Hemingway's From Whom the Bell Tolls present war as a both tragic and heroic, highlight moral dilemmas and personal sacrifice. In contrast, Bollywood films like Border and Shershaah tend to glorify heroism, portraying soldiers and symbols of national pride. This presentation explores how this narrative construct war heroes, questioning whether they critique war's brutality or romanticize it through notion of sacrifice and duty. Hemingway's view on heroism, For Whom the Bell Tolls. Robert Jordan as a Hemingway hero. Hemingway's protagonists include Robert Jordan, embody duty, courage, and sacrifice. Jordan is portrayed as an idealistic yet pragmatic soldier who upholds his mission despite personal costs. Torn between love and duty. Hemingway's recurring theme of character who must balance personal desire, Jordan's love for Maria, with a higher purpose. Glorification of war. While Hemingway does not romanticize war, he suggests that meaning can emerge from sacrifice. Jordan's final act, staying behind to delay enemy troops, demonstrates the paradox of heroism. Suffering gives heroism its depth. War is tragic yet meaningful. Hemingway acknowledges war's brutality but also explores how individuals find meaning and nobility in self sacrifice. This supports the question: can heroism exist without suffering? A central concern in From Whom the Bell Tolls. War is both tragic and noble in Hemingway's work. How does Hemingway balance glorification and realism? It's a war is heroic, death, loss, and betrayal. But it also creates legends, the idea of dying for a noble cause. The romanticized soldier. Robert Jordan's bravely a symbol of selfless heroism. Comparison to real world war narratives. This is a chart of the Bollywood versus Hollywood versus Bollywood war hero aspects. War is glorified in From Whom the Belt is glorified with tragedy. In the Border movie, it's glorified as a patriotic, and in the Shershaah as a heroic. Romance and sacrifice in From Whom the Bell Tolls, love, Jordan's love for Maria, and in the Border movie, soldiers' love for their families. In Shershaah's, From Whom the Bell Tolls, Vikram Batra loves his beloved one. How death is portrayed in the Whom the Bell Tolls, death is portrayed like heroic and tragic. In the Border, it's a heroic martyrdom, and in Shershaah, glorified sacrifice. patriotism focus. In From Whom the Bell Tolls, it's individual moral choice, and the border national duty, and in the Shershaah is national heroism. Bollywood's war hero, Border, uh, published in 1997. The story of the India-Pakistan War in 1971. Directed by J.P. Datta, Border is a patriotic Bollywood war film based on the real events of the Indian-Pakistan War in 1971, particularly focus on the Battle of Longwala. The film stars Sunny Deol, Jackie Shroff, and Akshay Khanna. The film centers around the soldiers of the Indian Army stationed at the Lonwala post, who are automated by the Pakistani forces. Despite the odds, they defend their post heroically, showcasing immense bravery and sacrifice. The narrative also intertwines the personal lives of the soldiers, adding emotional depth to the story. Glorification of patriotism and heroism in border historical basis based on the battle of Longwala showcase the courage and sacrifice of Indian soldier in the face of overwhelming odds. Portrayal of soldiers depicted as fearless patriotic warriors committed to their duty. Soldiers represented national pride, honor, and selfless service to the country. Glorification of war. War portrayed as an honorable duty bound endeavor. Soldiers' action in battle are viewed as heroical rather than tragic. Heroism as martyrdom. Death in battle is celebrated as martyrdom rather than a personal loss. Sacrifice is seen as a noble act integral to defense of the nation. Emotional and patriotic music. The film's music highlights the emotional intensity, reinforcing and the themes of patriotism and sacrifice. Song and dialogues foster a sense of national pride and collective spirit. Cinematic technique use. Dramatic dialogues and visual of soldiers in action enhance the glorification of heroism. Strong emotional appeal aims to inspire pride in viewers. Comparison to Hemingway's themes. Similarly, the Hemingway's portray the soldiers as heroic figures bound by duty, not personal tragedy. Focus on a valor of men in war rather than the futility or loss of life. Impact and legacy. Border remains a significant film in Indian cinema for its patriotic tone and celebration of military heroism. Continues to inspire a sense of pride and honor related to the Indian armed forces. Bollywood's modern war hero, Shershaah. The story of Captain Vikram Batra, Kargil War, movie published in 1999. Parallels to From Whom the Bell Tolls. Shershaah is a Bollywood war film based on the real life story of Captain Vikram Batra, a soldier of Indian Army who became a hero during Kargil War. Directed by Vishnu Vardhan, the film stars Siddharth Malhotra as Vikram Batra and K.R. Advani play role as his loved one. The film follows Captain Batra's courageous journey during the Kargil War, his heroic deeds in battle, and his ultimate sacrifice. Unknown for his bravery and determination, Batra is immortalized as a symbol of Indian patriotism. Romanticizing sacrifice. Much like Robert Jordan in From Whom the Bell Tolls, Captain Vikram Batra exemplifies the theme of choosing death over retreat, symbolizing unwearying patriotism and heroism in the face of insurmountable odds. His sacrifice is glorified as an act of ultimate courage. The larger than life hero. Shershaah focuses heavily on Captain Batra's bravery, presenting him as an iconic figure whose individual valor overshadows the collective efforts of the soldiers involved in the Kargil War. This mirrors the portrayal of Robert Jordan, where personal heroism becomes the focal point of the narrative. Glorification through cinematography and music. Like emotional intensity in Hemingway's narrative, Shershaah uses powerful cinematography and evocative music to elevate Captain Batra's story. This element amplified the dramatic portrayal of his heroism, making the sacrifice feel larger than life, akin to the grand cinematic style of of war films. Here is the year-wise comparison chart, showcasing the box office earnings and popularity score for these three films. Conclusion. War narratives shape heroism, balancing sacrifice, duty, and national pride. Hemingway's From the Whom the Bell Tolls portraits were war as tragic yet meaningful, while Bollywood films like Border and Shershaah glorify heroism through patriotism. Hollywood explores war's psychological toll, whereas Bollywood frames its noble sacrifice. Ultimately, storytelling both glorifies and critiques war, blurring the line between reality and myth. These are my references. Thank you. Now you free to ask questions.
Kushi, my question is for you. Why does Hemingway focus on internal conflict in his war heroes?
Hemingway's war hero are not just warriors, but it's a thinkers and uh, confuse between personal desires and duty. Hemingway focus on heroes' internal conflict.
So, Khushi, my question, how do Hollywood and Bollywood differ in their depiction of war heroes?
Hollywood tends to explore psychological and moral dilemmas of war, while Bollywood focuses on national pride and national pride and selfless sacrifice. It's make more honorable. Thank you.